All right, howdy everybody. This is the BPA competition prep for graphic design promotion. That is 410. The description is you develop a theme and illustrate that theme in various promotional materials. Now the eligibility is that any secondary division student member may enter this event. Members participating in national level competition must be registered for the event prior to submission deadlines for technical judging. Members must participate in both parts of the competition to be ranked. Now the topic is that you have been hired by a local video game company called Games R Us to create promotional materials for an upcoming conference. Now you have to design the Games R Us logo and use it on 3 different skins. You will need to design a skin that will work on a phone, a computer, and a sticker for water bottles. And you can choose the phone and computer skin models you would like to design for. There's no set parameters. Your design must follow the same theme, but cannot be the same for all 3 products. So if you see right here, I have the Games R Us logo is the same, but the background is different and all of that good stuff. Okay, so the member must supply on the day of judging a prints of your phone skin, prints of your computer skin, prints of water bottle sticker, works cited, which means how you did it, what you used, additional copies of your student work, and works cited for the final rounds. Now the digital presentation tools may be used, so you can have props, that's optional, but the carry-in and setup of equipment must be done solely by the member and must take place within the time allotted, and member must supply all supporting devices. Competencies: demonstrate knowledge of graphic design and rules for layout. Demonstrate effective use of color, lines, text, graphics, shapes, etc. This is what the judges are going to be looking for, that you know all of these. Here are the competencies. I'm not going to read over them, but you can see that some of these are carried over from previous years. I'm going to highlight generate a promotional flyer for marketing purposes. I believe this is an editing typo from previous versions of this contest, which required students to create a flyer. So I believe whoever edited this forgot to take out this competency. So I don't know what that means, but you guys can read these right here. I'll give you guys a little time for that. Now the specifications, this is a pre-submitted event, so you have to see the instructions on the official PDF handout. All designs must be printed on 8.5 by 11 paper. It is recommended to be designed at least 300 DPI. The phone skin, computer skin stickers, signed release forms, and works cited must be submitted in JPEG, PNG, or PDF formats to this website no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on April 1st, 2023. So that's a while away. But this is the deadline for the National Leadership Conference. So other regional or state conferences might have different deadlines. So please consult the regional or state conference administrator for regional or state deadlines. I know here in Ohio it's different. Here's some more specifications. I'm not going to read these. I'll just let your mind be blown at all the specifications that you need to be aware of, because a lot of times people get dinged on these because they don't read the fine print. So make sure, like, the member's name may not appear anywhere on the output. So read over these. Make sure you're very familiar with them. All right, how are they scoring this? This should be the first thing you look at when you start this project, because in all reality, you want to get all excellent right here. So you just need to read how to get excellent. So this is a technical scoring rubric. This is one of the ways you're being scored. This is your pre-judge, and this is your presentation scoring rubric. So you could do really well on technical, and then you could literally just do horrible at the presentation, or you could do, mediocre at the technical scoring rubric, but really knock it out when you present it. So make sure you look at these rubrics and how to get excellent. So make sure to get an excellent, you either get an excellent or nothing. You have to have all of these right here. And then if you want to get excellent, this is what you do. You just look at these objectives and try to match it the best you can. Now when you're presenting, obviously you want to do well on these parts right here, because they will be asking you questions, so be aware of that. These are all points or none, so make sure that you stay within these parameters right here. How to get started, here's probably why you're here, is first thing you got to brainstorm ideas for your logo. So that's really easy because it's basically Games R Us. So you have to, if you're a sketcher, if you like to draw, you know, knock out a couple of thumbnails and then maybe see if you can develop that digitally. So sketch any ideas you have. So tip, look up video game clip art on the web. That's great stuff to look at and kind of borrow some ideas. Something that I really strongly recommend is find a font. It's one of the first things you do when you design a logo, is you gotta, you know, develop a font or find a font. So a free website that I love to use is dafont.com. You know, download and install font to use. You can see right here. Here's some examples. And then you can use that on Adobe Photoshop or other digital editing software that you might use for this. Alright, so I'm here at Dafont and I'm going to show you how it all kind of works. First, you just want to pick out a theme. So if you look at these, obviously you wouldn't use, I don't know, a dingbat animal for a font, so I wouldn't click on that. I would click on something that kind of applies to games. So you have to, you know, who's the target audience? Who does Games R Us, who's their average customer sell to? And I'm sure it's, you know, probably a Gen Z or, you know, even up to Gen X. So you have to figure out, well, what is this? Who am I trying to sell this to? So I would strongly suggest, and again, you don't have to do this, you can do totally something different, but cartoon, comic, those have that kind of playful, you know, toy-like quality. Other good ones are maybe decorative, you know, there's got those kinds right there. I mean, just try them out, just try different ones. But anyways, once you click on one, so say we do decorative, and you just type in Games R, oops, I forgot there we go, R Us, and I would change this to 200. This is just a preview to see what it looks like, and then just go ahead and hit submit, and then you can see what they look like. And if you find one that you like, ooh, I really like that one, you know, you just hit download. It's down there, click on that, go to show in folder. You definitely got to right click and extract it, because it's a zip file. So extract all, hit extract. There it is. Now which one do you want? This one, you just double click on it, or this one? Probably want this one. And now make sure you look for the true type, or some, they might be different ones, but you can see they got the little A on them, so that's the one you want. Anyways, you double click, click install, installs it for you. And then you can go to Photoshop and open up one of the templates. And you need the template for computer skin, a phone skin, and a water bottle skin. And if you need templates for those, why, I have one in the description of this video. You just have to look in the description. But anyways, you download those and you extract those. I already did that. And I opened them. So here's the MacBook, and this is what it looks like when you open it up. It's got this layer right here that you will eventually turn on, but you want to put your art right here and make sure it stays within this area. So you can make it in this layer and then edit free transform it down. But anyways, the first thing you want to do is you want to find out what your type is. So you're going to go over here to the type tool, horizontal type, go up here. Hopefully you remembered the name of your font. I believe mine was font, I believe it was Patchwork Stitchlings. There we go. And just type in Games R So now I typed it off the page. That's fine. I can always go to Edit, Free Transform, and make that smaller. And if you want to make it a little bit taller, but you gotta hold down Shift and grab it here. That way it doesn't stay in proportion. I'm gonna move this over here. There we go. All right. If you wanted to change the color, you just right-click, go to Blending Options, turn the color overlay to black or whatever color you want. Hit OK. Now, if you wanted to color that in, this is what it would do. Is say if you go to grab a red, see you can't type it, so this says this type layer must be rasterized. So rasterized type, sure, why not? Now you can color it, but it's black. I don't want it black. And here's why you got to do that. See right here, the color overlay is still on. So right click, go to rasterize layer style, and then if you have a font like this that you can color in, that's like a bubble letter, now you can color it in the color you want. So maybe you want to change colors as you go down. Beep boop, like that. And we'll do yellow. And then, oh, forgot that one. And then green. And I'll go a little right there. So that's something you can do. And then you can add another layer style on this up blending options. So if you go over here, right click, go to blending options. Now you can do a stroke. Notice I hit the word, not the box, and you can change that to white or green, blue, whatever. Maybe I think I want it white. And maybe a drop shadow. Let's do a drop shadow. There we go. Maybe make that blue. Now let's make it dark blue. There we go. No, let's make it black. Let's make it black. So say like, oh, I want that white outlined in black too. Well, you can always right click, rasterize layer style, then right click, go to blending options and put another stroke on and change that to black. If I'm going too fast, that's okay. You'll keep up. You can rewind, pause. So hit OK. That's how you do multiple like strokes if you ever wanted to do that to one of your fonts. Alright, so another thing you can do is you can actually bend it. So notice I'm going to change that to Games Are Us so we know what font that is. There we go. If I'm over here on, I'm sorry, Edit, Free Transform, and if you go up here, this is your warp tool. And you can actually go up here to your options bar and you can arc it like this and you pull it down if you want, or go under. You can do all kinds of stuff, or bulge if you wanted it to go like that. Ooh, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with these. Make it look like a fish. I don't think you want to do that, but if you did, just don't sleep on the different warps that you can do, so it's not just straight across and boring. Like, ooh, there we go. We can make it look like it's a cylinder. Ooh, I kind of don't like that, so I'm going back to arc, just a slight arc. And if you wanted to make that smaller, you can always edit, free transform. Now it seems like you could leave it like this, or you could put it with a little graphic. So I would always say simple graphics are the best. I looked up video game clip art. And some of this stuff might be copyrighted, so you might have to put that into your works cited as, you know, some of your work. Hopefully it's not. The simpler the better. Like this one's nice and simple. Does it go with this image? Not really. I would say this one does, or one of these does. But you kind of want your graphic to match your image. So what about that one? Does that match it? Sure, why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. Hopefully it's a big image. There we go. It's a PNG. If you see it's a PNG, you definitely want to save it. So right click, save image as. Save it where you know where it is. I know it's on the desktop, so I'm going to open it up. File, open. There it is. And then you just pull this down, use the move tool, move it in, beep boop, all done. And I can go edit, free transform, and maybe, I don't know, put it under there somehow, like it's coming off the R. I'll figure it out. So hit right there. Maybe you want to add the same kind of stroke outline to that so it kind of matches. So that was a black outline first. So I'm going to right click, go to blending options, do a black outline, hit OK. Now I'm going to rasterize that layer style and go back to blending options. Now I'm going to do a stroke again, except this time it's going to be white. Seems to be a little bit thicker. There we go. Maybe it's a little too much. All right. And then I'm going to add forgot to add the drop shadow. Drop shadow is about the same. There we go. Now I'm going to rasterize that layer style. Now I'm going to right click, blending options, go back to stroke, except this time make it black. And now it kind of matches that other blending option on the other one. I'm going to go a little bit lower there, right about there. Alright, so now it looks like it goes better. Now if I wanted to link those, I would hold down Control, and so they're both highlighted, right click, go to link. Now if I turn on my template, I see, wow, I gotta go way smaller for this computer. So good thing they're linked. I can go to edit, free transform, and then make it fit in here. So if this is your computer per se, it would fit right there. And now it's centered right there. Now this could be it, but I'm pretty sure they want a background to go with it, something to stay with the theme. So you're probably thinking, well, how do I do that? I would actually try this website. It's a artificial intelligence creator, wombo.art//create. So you could put anything you want in there, like let's think, never-ending flower, color explosion, watercolor decay. I don't know. You just type in random artistic terms. Surrealism. Here we go. Hopefully it goes with your work. Then you pick a style, like I don't know. Yeah, that one, and hit create. See what it does. Now, if you'd like it, you can download it. So I just download it. Now I'm going to open it up. File, open. Where did I download it? There it is. Now I just want this part. So I'm going to pull this down, pull that in. Don't need that anymore. Now if I don't want all that crap, I'm just going to grab the rectangular marquee tool and select around the part I want. Then go to select inverse, hit backspace, select deselect, edit, retransform. I'm going to rotate that, make that this big, put that right there, and then just drag that underneath these two. Now you have your skin. Now granted, the judge might ask you, why did you look up those terms? What does that have to do with Games R Us? So maybe you want to look up, I don't know, Candyland or other games like that you can integrate. Maybe a Halo theme. I don't know, but that really doesn't go with this. But you guys get what I'm saying. Kind of have your background be a theme of what Games R Us is. I'm just showing you how to use it. So if this is done, then obviously you're done and you just save it as a PDF. I would, obviously save it as a PDF because that's one of the things they ask for. So PDF, and then save it as computer skin. Games are us. And maybe I will save that somewhere else. There we go. So save. So that's how you do that. Now, you still have to design the other two using the same kind of thing. I would use the same logo. So I'm going to pull this down, and then I'm going to pull this into the phone one. This is, you can see it right there, so I don't need this anymore. So I'm going to minimize that to make that smaller. Edit, free transform. I need to make that fit on your phone. And you can, if say you want more than one, you can duplicate it. Right click, duplicate layer. So you can put a bunch on here. Duplicate layer if you wanted to. It's different. And then maybe add a different background. So try a different background. I'm going to try the board games quilt. Okay, so you can see some of those elements in there. Download that. Go back to Photoshop, File, Open. Open up that one. I just want this part right here, so I'm going to select this part. Pull this down. Use the move tool, move that in. Make that free transform. Make it as big as I can. You can see it kind of looks like games. You want to drag that under those. And then under that, that's an iPhone 12 template. And then you can use that. I would actually go erase the outside edges. So, and then go to that layer and hit backspace. So there's your second one. You can then go File, Save As, and then save this as a PDF too. PDF. And then you want to name this Phone Skin Games Are Us. And lastly, save PDF, is the water bottle. You can go right here. You definitely want to pull one of those in. So you want to pull in one of your Games R Us. There it is. Edit, free transform. You want to probably make that as big as you can on the water bottle. Don't need that anymore. Oops. And then you just need a background for this or a theme to go with this. And then you're done. So again, you can use you can go back here and try your luck at making another abstract background, or maybe look up one. I'll try a different background. So maybe you can type in Warcraft background symmetry. Stained glass texture. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, so it's alright. I'm just gonna download it. I'm not really happy with it, but you guys get the idea. You guys are doing the contest, not me. So yeah, File, Open up that one. I only need this part right here. I shouldn't have probably used the stained glass, but you get the idea. Anything you type in there, it's gonna do. Pull that down, use that up. Don't need that. Edit, transform, clockwise, edit, free transform, and then if you hold down shift, you can get it to stretch perfectly. And I don't need that there, I need it to be under. Now say I wanted to mute that a little bit, you could always turn down the opacity so the game Zero stands out more. It's totally up to you. The possibilities are endless. So hopefully that was a decent run through on what this contest is all about. It's different than years past. Years past was you created a logo for a pin and a flyer, and that was pretty much it. So they're going differently this year. So hopefully that will help you on your way to competing, and best of luck to you in your competitions. Again, I hope this helps you, and God bless.